Broadcasting from the heart of the continental United States and sailing the steel breeze of the World Wide Web, this is the Nexus. Good evening. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. That's nice. Okay. I can't make it stop. Now it's stopping now. Thank you. Okay. Welcome to the Nexus. I don't have a camera. Where's my camera? Here I am. How you doing? Nice to see you. Technical difficulties. Not difficult at all. Just difficult person at the helm. Thank you for tuning in. Once again, this is our weekly Thursday night, 8 p.m., as was done for many years, digitally speaking, on YouTube. About 10. This is, we talk Torah every Thursday night. You are invited to the discussion, as always. You don't necessarily need a camera. We'd like to see you, but you don't necessarily need a camera. You need a microphone and some good cheer, and that's it. It doesn't matter your religion, your status as a theist, atheist, agnostic, Wiccan. We'll take anybody, because we there's something that brings us together. There's something in which mankind has always risen above himself. Quite often, sadly, we reach for earthly things for this, and that's a problem that we have to deal with. But we're getting better, and I think that there's something universal about Torah and what it says, that anybody of any religion, even the pagans, can get down on it. As long as you're not, offering your babies up to Moloch, you're probably pretty cool in my book. All right, so there's a link over here. It's going to have a Rumble Studio, because we broadcast from Rumble Studio every Thursday at 8 p.m. And we're also on YouTube and X and Facebook as well. Orphans of Avraham is a private group you go to, but you get updates on what we're doing and some other stuff as well. And some folks that have been kind of connected on this little journey. A lot of the folks that used to be here now hang out at the Bro Joe's 420 hangout on YouTube, and we were gone for a little while here, and when coming back, everybody kind of moved on. I didn't know where anybody was, but we started doing this again, and it's like, well, all you're talking is Torah. It's all you do. It's like, well, it's me and Rosalie. It's two ex-Episcopalian Ben Noach. What else are we going to discuss? What else is there worth discussing? But you are always welcome here, and we'd love to have you. Any questions, comments, compliments, complaints, suggestions? Hey, the chat there or in the comments down below, we'd appreciate you and love to have you join in as well. Rosalie is getting in the group here as we speak. We are in Sukkot. I am not in Sukkot. I'm not in a sukkah. No, I'm not in a sukkah. I did not. They say it's good for a Noahide to build a sukkah and do this and do. I have yet to do that. Maybe I'm trepidatious about things like Shabbat. But I'm trepidatious about building my own sukkah, because I'm not sure I would be the best host. I want to be a good host here, but when it comes to biblical commandment, I'm going to leave that to the children of Israel. And I hope to tomorrow maybe even drop by a local public sukkah around here. We'll see. God willing, that'll work out. Rosalie, good evening, my lady. How you doing?
How are you doing? Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and proud.
All
Shabbat,
right.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat
How you doing
Shalom.
tonight?
Happy Hag Sameach.
Hag Sameach.
Oh, just rushing around, trying to get it all done. And
I'm glad you're here.
yeah, I made it. I posted the link over there in the side chat for you to post on the line.
Yes. Now, normally we have a parsha, a portion of the Torah that we read every year, and in succession. It's like we read the whole Torah, and then it's closed for the couple of days, or the reading is closed for the high holidays, and then we pick back up at the end of Leviticus and start over in Bereshit in Genesis. But right now we take a break from that cycle of reading, and we'll be getting into the bits of Leviticus and whatnot that it's appropriate for this time of year. If you don't know what Sukkot is, it's
the festival of booths.
Yes, booths, tabernacles, I think is the big fancy word. Sounds nice, doesn't it? Tabernacle. It's a booth. It's a hut without a roof, or with the most minimal roof you can get. Palm is nice. Palm leaves are nice. Good roof, right?
Right. You have
No,
to be
it's
able to see the sky from from it. So and those
you're
and
open, yeah.
yeah, and but I tell you what, Sukkot hit. I knew when it hit because we had nice 80-degree weather, and Sukkot came and it the temperatures just bottomed out. I mean, we had frost this morning.
Yeah, I saw the warning you put up on there, on Facebook,
Yeah, not
yeah.
fun. So yeah,
Welcome,
not
welcome
fun.
to welcome to Michigan autumn.
Right. So it's like if I were to do a sukkah, I would probably put a big thing of clear plastic over the top, and then my branches, so nothing inside would get ruined, but you could still see the sky and all that,
Sure.
and the heat and a box heater or something go outside. And then, of course, in a couple of days, it's supposed to get back up in the 70s. It's
Yeah,
like,
it
geez.
dipped down for us for a bit too, and we got some rain, and actually had to wear a jacket to
Hmm.
work. It was below 60, out of
Yep.
nowhere. It's like, well, here it is. It's coming.
It was 37 when I went to work this morning at 10.
Oh,
Yeah. So it was a little on the nippy side. It got up into the almost upper 50s. So, and then again tonight, we're supposed to guess we get another freeze thing going or calling for it. And then it'll be back up where it has been. So it's bouncing back and forth.
mm-hmm.
It pained me to turn on the heaters last night.
Not now, not yet.
Well, it's not. I can personally live through it, but my mom can't. So it's
Oh,
like, all right,
sure, of course. Yeah,
she's 87 and she's cold.
yeah, definitely, definitely.
So I've got to keep mom warm.
So, for those of you tuning in, the high holiday of Sukkot is when is a remembrance of the way the Jews lived during the Exodus and the 40-year wander in the wilderness. They constructed booths, tabernacles, little and they said they're four-sided. They coincide with a letter of the Hebrew alphabet. There's a it's they decorate. See, this is the closest thing Jews get to camping. Jews don't camp. Okay, that was a meme that went around for a long time, way back on MySpace and when Facebook first came around.
Hmm.
Jews don't camp. It's a big laugh, but technically, y'all camp by God's decree every single year. This is because the Jews go out and live in this, and not for a weekend at the local state park. They
KOA
actually
or whatever.
it's
Yeah.
this is a week that you live in this, rain or
Yeah.
shine, and of course you cook outside of it, but you live pretty much there. If you It's near your home, but if you have to go get something inside, that's fine. But you live in the sukkah, and
Basically, it's in remembrance of when after they crossed the sea, they all came out and they built these little huts to live in for a week till everybody, till everything got settled in. I mean, we're talking like 6 million people. Okay, they have to be running around and you got to move them out and they got to have somewhere to stay. So, and that's pretty much in remembrance of that from being removed from Egypt.
mhm. It's the third high holiday. There's Rosh Hashanah,
Mhm.
Yom Kippur, and nobody talks about Sukkot, but it is actually one of the high holidays. So
Yeah.
something to remember. The heaven. You're reminded also. God is above you. There's no roof that protects you. It's God
Mhm.
who protects you. You remember this, and it really is an embracement of nature, an embracement. And So Jews do camp. They do, and for other reasons. We remember this for some odd reason. I was saying before you came in that they say that used to tell Noahides back in the day about Noahide, build your own sukkah. Here's how you do it. And they wanted to, and I'm like, I
Mhm.
thought we were the ones who're supposed to go visit a sukkah, not the ones who build them.
Yes.
You know, that seems
Mhm.
so.
Also another point that we're leaving out is that they shake a myrtle branch, a willow, a palm branch, and an etrog. And an etrog is like a lemon. It's a citrus fruit,
Citron, yeah.
extremely extremely expensive, but
It's where all citrus comes from this plant. All citrus is
yes,
man-made. This is the plant that it all came from, or the
right.
fruit. Yeah, yeah, and it's like a diamond over there. Okay, you want to get a
It's
good.
expensive, yeah.
Yeah.
You're gonna pay a couple $100, but the thing is that if they're treated right, they can last 2 or 3 years as long as it's kept, like, in a silver box. There's a special box that they even have for etrog.
A movie I could recommend. I should do idol smashing film reviews. This would be one that I would do. Ushpizin. 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 Okay? Write this
Mhm.
down, Google it. Ushpizin. It's one of the coolest movies you're ever going to see. You want to look at Judaism and what's going on right now. This is a fantastic movie. It's awesome. It's just great. It's in Hebrew, but it's subtitled and it's easy to follow. Um, Jews are good with theater. So yeah, enjoy it if you get a chance. Ushpizin is the name of it. Fantastic film. And there's a citron. There's a problem with it because he had guests come in that were kind of unruly guys he knew from his past, and they were the holy Ushpizin, the visitor, the visitor who comes to the sukkah, like you would have a visitor come to Abraham's tent. A visitor comes in. That's a wonderful thing. That's why they say it's good for Noahides, because it's one where we're allowed, not only allowed, but encouraged to participate in. So he wants to make a nice big meal for the rabbi who's taking him in, and they're out doing what they do, and he's just at home, and he's cooking this big thing, and he takes this, and it's like a lemon, good lemon, and just cuts it open, squeezes it over, and just shakes it loose and throws the rest away. Oh my goodness! And the things they
Oh,
go through to get these citrons the way they are. It's a great film. That's all I have to say on that.
right.
I go off on
Also
that.
also another recollection of Sukkot would be for Abraham and his tents always being open to welcome the strangers.
All four sides. Yes.
Yep.
That's a hospitality.
Yes.
I'm going to shift that over to a man who's building a ballroom at the White House. What is a ballroom at a White House more than to encourage hospitality?
Exactly.
Um, they've signed off on Hamas has signed off on a peace deal. How long do you think this
Yeah,
one's
we'll
going
see
to
how long
last?
that lit. Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah,
say that's what
yeah.
you just took the words right out. I was saying it with you.
I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it.
I'm not
I
either.
say keep bombing the shit out of them until you see every single hostage. Don't
That's
stop.
right. Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
I had an interesting conversation with a lady, and I said when it was about once this peace deal is signed, if it's a real deal, and I said my hope is that the Gazans can finally just, in so many words, give up the ghost and work with the Israelis and just rebuild the place and have a nice it should be a paradise. It's meant it
Mhm.
should be, and we should make it a paradise. They could have a hand in this with the Israelis, with the Jews together. It can happen because I get this stupid stuff in my brain. Okay, that's just the American thing. I don't know. We can do this. We can make it happen. And I kind of got a little backlash from from someone I'm going to assume is much closer than I am to the action. Um, and then I said, "Trust me, lady. If it were my war, I would have exterminated every single Gazan who wasn't burying their face in the ground, begging Jews to not kill them. I would have killed every last man, woman, and child in that place. So since the Jews aren't going to kill them all, okay,
Amalek. Yeah.
now what? Now what are we going to do? I mean, if we're getting rid of the bad guys, and we got these people in tents, they're living, they're Arabs, right? They do tents well. Arabs are good in tents. They got the best tents ever. In the whole of history, I don't think anybody lived in better tents than Arabs. So they're intense. It's touchy. It's touch and go. I get it, but if they would be a willing force for rebuilding it, not a workforce, but is that so wrong? If we're not going to kill them all, what why not look at a bright future? Why is that? Could we not see it when it's going to happen one way or another? I know this. I have no doubt. But is it so wrong, Rosalie? Is it wrong? You think to push for that narrative that maybe we can get the Gazans to help rebuild their city and maybe make it better than it was? Is that still
No,
wrong?
they're the ones that let Hamas in.
Well,
They're the one that let Hamas in.
they did, and that was in 2008.
And
So,
the Houthis and everybody else, ISIS and everybody else, so it's like,
well, if the world is really
who's
backing
coming?
this
Who's
plan,
next?
if the world's really coming behind this and want this to happen, and we've decimated their homes. I mean, you can think Hamas when you look at a Gazan, but Gazans there were businesses. It wasn't completely uncivilized. They had homes. They had jobs. Okay, they're human beings, and obviously Israel doesn't want to destroy them. So there must be some value in their existence. We can't kill them all.
No, the
Why
value's in the land.
can't there be a reconciliation? Well, the land is Israel's. End of freaking story. I don't care who.
Exactly.
You can have a Trump Tower, fine, Mr. President. You get your tower. That's theirs. That's Israel's land. That's doesn't matter who occupies it or what government's firing missiles at who. It's still Israel. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'm torn, but we're not going to kill them. So if we're not going to kill them all, we got to do something with these children. They have to work for something. They have to look forward to something better. There's got to be a cleanup. There's got to be something. Do they want to hand in rebuilding, or do they? What are we going to do with them? Yeah, I'll believe this peace in the Middle East bit when I see it. I'm not seeing it, so
Yeah, how many tunnels do we got to go through and clean up and fill in and all this other stuff too?
yeah, as far as I'm concerned, Israel carry on. But whatever, y'all gonna do what you got to do. It's worked out this good so far, hadn't it?
Yeah.
I'm harsh. I just think if you're going to go to war, go all the way.
Let's do some memes.
Let's do so. Oh, I have memes. Yes, we have memes. See, this isn't a serious show, as you will see. Here we go. We'll start off with this one here. Here you go. Ain't it the truth? Ain't it the truth? Ain't it the truth? All right, we'll move on to here to some our favorite our favorite Tonto. You probably saw that on my wall already. Here's a fantastic meme. This is a good meme. This is what makes memes.
Yes.
Ain't that the truth, you little Swedish doom goblin? No shame. No shame in that woman. Here we go. Yes. Okay. I'm sick. I know I'm sick.
That's almost a blonde joke.
Yeah, it almost is. Mama always said English was hard. There's one silent K in night. There are 4 silent Ks in knick-knack and 3 silent Ks in Democrat. Get it? Get it?
Mm-hmm.
Get it?
Yep,
okay. All right. Yes, here you go. That's America's youth right there. No, not all of them. Actually, the youth are kind of a little smarter than their big cousins apparently now.
I like that one. I like that one. Send me that one. I'll post that.
This is one of my favorites right here. But meme of the week. Here we go. Ain't it the truth? Ain't it the truth? How you doing over there, Britain? How you doing over there, Australia? No, I'll just go back to Britain. How y'all doing over there in the UK? Aren't you glad? Aren't you glad you civilized yourselves away from those pesky firearms which only do harm to people who could be better reasoned with social workers and understanding? And yeah,
Whatever.
there you go. Welcome to the United States of America. I love this place. I love my president. This guy's got The
Let's
biggest
put it
set
that
of
way.
red, white, and blue brass balls.
That's right.
The guy just makes me smile. So apparently his UN speech didn't go over anywhere. They took down his teleprompter and nobody heard his speech. They took the speakers off.
Hmm.
So if you go back and watch that UN speech now,
Right.
it was glorious. It makes me proud to be an American again. Really proud. I mean, I don't get the sappy stuff. I'm always a little sappy for the
Yeah,
country. I've always have
the
been, but
adults are back in charge.
yeah, and they just can't stop. I don't see how this can go on. I think they're telling all the trans kids to chill out, but we'll see how that goes.
Hmm.
We'll see how that goes. Well, let's get up here. What are we doing here? Let's get in some reading before I talk my way out of the entire show without going to any text whatsoever. Buy me a coffee .com the idol smasher. Let's try that again. It's scrolling down here in case I can't speak much. Buymeacoffee.com /idol smasher. If you want to see me do this, because we're in my Radio Shack. Welcome to the Radio Shack. I do my show in my Radio Shack. I've got a Citizens Band 11-meter base station set up over here. Besides the radios I got in the cars, I'm putting them on display today. I've got a ATS 25 Mark One all band shortwave SSB receiver. I've these bad boys I told you about later. Trump's FCC a few
Hmm.
years ago allowed for 2 watts. This is half of a CB in the palm of your hand. And Baofeng. Of course, we've got the UV5G GMRS radio. You need a license. It's $35 for 10 years, and it's good for your entire family. And you can broadcast up to 50 watts. CB Citizens Band is 4. So this little bad boy pumps out it's regulated for 5, but it pumps out about 8 watts.
Devil's loud.
Um, yeah, good off grid communication. Look up Meshtastic. Meshtastic. Just Google Meshtastic. It's the way of the future. It's where you create a mesh of text messages. It's off-grid texting. You use your phone, but your phone doesn't have to be hooked up to. You don't have to have the phone app on the device. All you need is a device that can use Bluetooth, and you've got a peer-to-peer texting program. But then the more people have it, the more available it is to a wider area. So you work in a mesh, literally. And it's encrypted, so you can be one person on one end of town wants to talk to the person on the other end, and all the people will carry the signal through their nodes, but it will be encrypted where only they could hear you. It's the way of the future. The cell phone towers going to always be there, I think, but this is the way they're moving things. Meshtastic
Right.
communication is key in this world. Most of the problems arise from a lack of or poor communication, one way or another, and we can fix that. But there's ways to do it, and that's all I want to say because I could talk radio, probably as much Torah, probably as much like good Torah, maybe more some days. But shut up.
I was going to say, if you get a chance, listen to Uncle Mike's show. He did a really good one.
Alrighty, the Kabbalah of Adam.
Hmm.
That's the
Gear
channel, and
is it
he's on.
Gear Knowledge, Gear Wisdom, or Gear Knowledge?
Yep, he's here on Rumble now too.
Is he?
So
Okay,
yes,
did
he
not know that.
is. I told him he ought to come over here because Rumble is the future. But he's got a lot on YouTube. So like
Hmm.
we have a lot on YouTube as well. So um, Kabbalah of Adam. He's Uncle Mike's a badass. He's a little deeper than I could ever go. I'll tell you that much. All right. So what we're reading today, getting back to Parsha, didn't we start this conversation 20 minutes ago? Getting back to the Parsha this week. We're reading out of Leviticus. We're not coming to the end here. We're just kind of going back, and it's going to be some highlights of what needs to be read during this time. We've got 5 portions. We'll read them all, and you are welcome to join always. That link over here. That link is that Rumble Studio link. That'll get you here live. All you need is a microphone and some good cheer. And we would love to have you. Kind of like calling into a radio show, only better. Okay. So Leviticus chapter 22, verse 26 is where we're going to be tonight.
Oh,
Once
hold
again,
on.
chapter
I got
22,
it. Hold
verse
on. I got it.
26. I'm just repeating it so everyone else can get on there too. It's such
Oh,
an
I got to
odd place
find
to
it.
begin. Oh,
I got to find it because that's not what I've got
really?
posted. I've got Bamidbar.
Oh,
Yeah.
second day. Okay, so
Sukkot.
we have first, second, third day of Sukkot. So today is the second, right? Okay.
No, it's the fourth day.
Why would I bring up the?
Technically, it's
Oh,
the fourth
really?
day because it's Friday. After sunset, it's Friday. So it's Friday. I mean, it pretty much says everything.
Yep.
There's just it's just three verses. That's it.
Sundown in the Sunflower State, so it is definitely Friday.
Hmm.
Um, Numbers 29:20. Follow the link. I might have given you the wrong link. I hope I didn't. You'll see it'll say view readings
It'll
for
say
first, second, third day of Sukkot.
right,
So there's a whole bunch there. So
right.
let me turn everything. All right. On the third day, 11 bulls, 2 rams, and 14 one-year-old lambs, all unblemished, their grain offerings and their libations, for the bulls, rams, and lambs according to their number as prescribed. One young he goat as a sin offering, besides the continual ascent offering, its grain offering, and its libation. On the fourth day, 10 bulls, 2 rams, and 14 one-year-old lambs, all unblemished, their grain offerings and their libations, for the bulls, rams, and lambs, according to their number, as prescribed. One young he goat for a sin offering, besides the continual ascent offering, its grain offering, and its libation. On the fifth day, 9 bulls, 2 rams, and 14 one-year-old lambs, all unblemished, their grain offerings and their libations, for the bulls, rams, and lambs, according to their number as prescribed. One young he goat as a sin offering, besides the continual ascent offering, its grain offering, and its libation. On the third day, 12 bulls, 2 rams, and 14 one-year-old lambs, all unblemished, their grain offerings and their libations, for the bulls, rams, and lambs, according to their number as prescribed. One young he goat as a sin offering, besides the continual ascent offering, its grain offering, and its libation. On the fourth day, 10 bulls, 2 rams, and 14 one-year-old lambs, all unblemished, their grain offerings and their libations, for the bulls, rams, and lambs, according to their number as prescribed. One young he goat for a sin offering, besides the continual ascent offering, its grain offering, and its libation.
Hmm.
Okay. I feel like we're
That's
missing
all.
something. I feel like we came in
Yeah.
the middle
There's
of a
no half
movie.
Torah. There's no half Torah.
Let's see. The first day has five sections. We could do that. We could do that.
Well, we just did everything, so it doesn't really matter because we just went through everything that there was. I mean, I went to the seventh day, and all the way down to the seventh day, it goes down to the fifth day, and that's about it.
Huh.
The sixth day, the seventh day.
We didn't read any of the parts from Vayikra, though.
No,
Well, then, what would you say to a reading of Zechariah chapter 12?
hold on. Learning values. Gotta find text and readies. Torah text. It's not. Okay, Zechariah. Guess to find it.
The reason why I'm choosing this for all you fine folks out there in internet land, this is quite often said to be one of the most plain spoken prophetic texts available.
Now, what was the chat? What was the chapter?
12.
Chapter 12.
It's,
Okay. Zechariah chapter 12.
this is about the Messianic era and what we're seeing in the world today. All right,
Okay.
here we go.
And
The
there
prop.
is, okay. There's the link to that one.
Oh yes. Yeah, let me put that out there in the. All right, let me make it public. There we go. All right. The prophecy of the word of the Lord concerning Israel, says the Lord, who stretches out the heavens and founds the earth and forms the spirit of man within him. Behold, I am making Jerusalem a cup of weakness for all the peoples around, and also on Judah, that he shall be in the siege against Jerusalem. And it shall come to pass on that day that I will make Jerusalem a stone of burden for all peoples. All who bear it shall be gashed, and all the nations of the earth shall gather about it. On that day, says the Lord, I will smite every house with bewilderment, and its rider with
Horse.
madness.
Hmm.
Oh, on that day, says the Lord, I will smite every horse with bewilderment, and its rider with madness. And upon the house, this is what you need to study, buddy. I'm serious. And
Hmm.
upon the house of Judah I will open my eyes, and all the horses of the peoples I will smite with blindness. And the princes of Judah shall say to themselves, the inhabitants of Jerusalem were my strength through the Lord of hosts, their God. On that day I will make the princes of Judah as a fiery stove among wood, and as a branding of fire among sheaves. They shall consume on the right and on the left of all the nations around it, and Jerusalem shall still stay in its place in Jerusalem. And the Lord shall first save the tents of Judah, so that the boasting of the house of David and the boasting of the inhabitants of Jerusalem shall not increase over Judah. On that day the Lord shall protect the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and the weakness of them shall be on that day like David. And the house of David shall be like angels, like the angel of the Lord before them. And it shall come to pass on that day that I will seek to destroy all the nations that come upon Jerusalem. And I will pour out upon the house of David and upon the inhabitants of Jerusalem a spirit of grace and supplications. And they will look at me because of those who have been thrust through with swords, and they shall mourn over it as one mourns over an only son, and shall be in bitterness, therefore, as one is embittered over a firstborn son. On that day there shall be a great mourning in Jerusalem, like the mourning of Hadad Rimmon in the valley of Megiddon. On the land, and the land shall mourn, every family apart, the family of the house of David apart, and their wives apart, the family of the house of Nathan apart, and their wives apart, the family of the house of Levi apart, their wives apart, the family of the Shemites apart, and their wives apart, all the remaining families, every family apart, and their wives apart. In mourning. It's going to be, what's coming is going to be hellacious. I don't mean that word in the cool AC/DC rock and roll, no. I would hope that we can avoid that to some degree, but to make it as easy as possible. You wish for an easy fast. Jews wish themselves an easy fast on Yom Kippur, but it's not supposed to be easy. But at the same time, I mean, if you ever fasted 24 hours while throwing your soul before your Creator, it can be quite grueling.
Hmm.
I wouldn't know, but I've been told, and every year there's just something about that day I can't. You cannot be I cannot be fully joyful on that day by any means. You can feel it. It's like a weight, you know. You sit shiva because you can't stand because of that weight. Is that a cat I hear in the background? Do you
Not
have
at my house.
okay? Thought I heard a kitty cat in the background. Okay.
Nope. My kitty cat is not in the room. I haven't seen him yet today, so I don't know what he's doing. He might be outside prowling. Who knows?
Hmm. One of the things I have up on the screen there, the navigating the year is I've never really this year I've never looked forward so much. You know, in the high holidays, I never looked like, how am I going to navigate this best? Because I'm hard on myself enough as it is. Let's say God is merciful and doesn't kill me.
Hmm.
How am I going to navigate this year? And um, it's an interesting process. It's something really to the timing is what's essential in these holidays, the biblical ones, especially, um, and knowledge that it's there can do wonders. I explained to some of my non-Jewish folks around here, what's going on and what the holiday's about and why it happens, and to people who might not care, but you might give them just a different perspective on life. That this is when the year began. This is when man began on the earth. Is in the autumn. I don't know. Definitely looking forward to the year much more than I was before, and how I'm going to navigate it. What I need to do. How can I get my kids more involved? My goodness, they're doing well in school.
Well, that's half the battle right there.
That's part of it. Yeah, it is. It's good schools too. Good people. But yeah, that's really where I'm at. I don't know if you've heard this yet, but the latest conspiracy theory is the Jews did it. Charlie Kirk, it was the Jews. They do everything. Woke up this morning and stubbed my toe. These Jews. JOOZ, by the way. I know the real thing. I don't need this crap that they're selling. Yeah, that's. They all think that because there's some there's a real pushy Jewish donor, and apparently he was fed up with them. Um, and everyone says, "Oh, he's turning his back on Israel, so the Mossad must have killed him." I'm like, you really think they give two shits about this guy one way or another? The guy who's releasing a book on, bless his soul, he's no longer here, but his book's coming out on the Sabbath. By the way, to all the Christians out there who may be watching this, who want to keep the Jewish Sabbath, don't keep a Jewish Sabbath. You're not allowed. You can mark the day. You can take the day off. Do not practice it as a Jew does. Do not practice it because you are commanded to, because you are not. I'm not
Yeah.
commanded. Yeah. You are not commanded. That is not a commanded thing to you. You want to mark the seventh day because God finds it holy. That's one thing. Do not practice it like a Jew. It will be
It's called
acknowledged.
stealing.
Yeah, and it's good that the Christian can count and know what the seventh day is and to emulate. I get that, and that's good because the ger is commanded to be rested. The Jews
Hmm.
commanded to rest the ger. So, but don't yeah. Everyone calls it the Jewish Sabbath. The Jewish Sabbath. It's not the Jewish Sabbath. It's Shabbat. It's the Sabbath, and it's not yours. So don't keep it like a Jew. Take it from someone who tried to do all these crazy things. When you come to Hashem fully, you know you want to dive in and do things, and you come from a religious background, so you want a religious connection. That's not what it's about with Hashem. That's up to the Jews. So it's not ours. It's not our day. That's all I'm saying.
No.
It'll come back on you, really. So go easy
You
on it.
can rest. Yeah. You can rest, but their prayers and everything else is different. Excuse
Yeah,
me.
I'm trying to keep it like a Jew. Well, I'm not going to pick that box up and carry it. No,
No.
you can pick that box up just fine. Um, it's marking the day is what you're doing. You're acknowledging what God finds holy, not what your church, not what religion or what a
Mhm.
creed says. That's good. That's good. That's a good thing. Just don't try to keep a Jewish Sabbath, please, for your own good, my brothers and sisters out there. All right, that's enough on that.
Oops. You still there? Or did I lose you? You turned yourself off. You ended the stream. I don't know where he went.
What?
There he is.
What?
There he is.
I went away.
I was going to say, what'd you do? Turn it off? It's like, no, not yet.
Oh yeah. I was so lonely for that 7 seconds or so.
Hmm.
But anyway, that's about all I have for the evening. I'm just having a good day. I'm probably going to go see Tron up at the movie theater. It's a Friday release, but I guess they're releasing it on Green Mean Time now or something because it's out Thursday evenings. Um, One of my favorites. Um, I wish I could have gone to Rabbi Bask's class. I don't know. It's got to have been 15 years ago. He was going to do it. He did a class on Tron Legacy. If you've never seen it, it's a good film. But he was talking about the Kabbalistic, layers there were to what was being put forth in the movie, and it was a class. I couldn't afford it. I didn't go. Oi, heavy stuff. It's a lot of fun, and it's lights and science fiction and explosions and stuff. So we all like that, but some heavy stuff too. So I might go see that later on. Um, and I don't know. Yeah, nobody in the live chat. Nobody wants to come in. That's fine because you're always invited. You, my favorite viewer. We've got more folks following here and on X. Thank you so much. But it's Thursday nights, 8 p.m. We would love to have some folks come in here and have a chat. I want to hear, if you're not a Torah guy that's fine. The idea is to bring people together, for the sake of the great divine, if you
Hmm.
will. Um, so you're always welcome. The link is over here as always. But I can't think of anything more to say. Rosalie, can you think of anything more to talk about? I'll be happy.
Not really. Yeah, I know you would be, but it's like no one wants to hear about Walmart, so it's like it's all good.
Yeah, I
Sold a
want to
bunch of
hear,
pillows a day and a
right?
couple steam cleaners. Everybody's getting ready to clean up the house so they can get winter together, and Halloween costumes and candy and
Yeah,
food.
yeah. I don't know if anybody wants to hear
Yeah,
about the
my first my
glories of.
first sale today. My first sale today was a portable heater. So it's like okay, I get
It
it.
begins.
I only sold one. I thought I'd sell a bunch of them today, and I didn't.
There's still time. See,
Yeah, well, I know that.
I can go on about my radios and radio in general. Cell phones are amazing. These little things, these smartphone things. This is a computer in your pocket. It's an amazing device, but
Yes, it is.
if it hits the shan and you got about 2 days and those power packs run out at these cell phone towers, now what? How you gonna talk to the next neighborhood, or it's gonna take
Right.
radio. We're one of the few. We're the only country, I believe, the first and the only country where the airwaves were a public commodity, like water and air, soil or whatnot. It's a public commodity. It belongs to the people. Most countries have nothing like that. The only reason why the Brits allow their citizens to talk on the airwaves is because they petitioned for it after watching us. watching all our movies and stuff. um, but yeah, the airwaves are yours, American. Those are your airwaves, and that's why they're regulated completely differently than the internet, and for good reason. And they offers there's so much out there for you, readily available. You don't need a license, and what licenses you do need, you don't often need that much at all. Uh, I love radio. Here's to Irvin Gross, a Yid who, if it weren't for him, we would not have walkie talkies. We would not have or any walkie talkie worth a darn or CB radio for that matter. He took the RT World War II system, improved a little bit in the Korean War, and then kind of made it for the common man to use. So, stay in touch. That's what it's there for. And on top of that, have a wonderful Sukkot if you're out there in your sukkah watching this on the Wi-Fi. And to everybody else, thank you so much for tuning in. Thanks for watching. We hope to have you here live sometime. Please drop by 8 p.m. Central. BuyMeCoffee.com/The Idol Smasher. Rosalie, any final words for our fine folks in Internetville?
Yeah, Shabbat Shalom to those who practice it.
Amen.
And
All
may
right.
everything, may there be peace in Jerusalem.
Victory. Shabbat Shalom, you guys.
Shabbat Shalom.